Let's make Kenya's national dish, nyama choma, alongside ugali, deep-fried sukuma wiki served with kachumbari, wrapped into sushi rolls, the perfect wedding buffet for when a Kenyan marries a Japanese. Grab yourself beef with a good amount of fat and onto a charcoal grill over medium-low heat, generously seasoning both sides with salt, and as this cook, let's get started on our kachumbari by thinly slicing red onions, done. Deseeded tomatoes, thinly sliced, done. Roughly chop your coriander, done. Mix everything to combine, proceeding to season with salt, squeezing over some lemon juice to brighten it up. One final mix and our classic kachumbari is done. Once the fat has rendered down and our nyama choma has some color, we are going to flip it at the basted mine with some wagyu fat just to keep it moist, adding more flavor. And as this grills, bring water in a pot to boil. Add your premium maize meal into an hour boiling water, mixing it in, getting rid of any lumps, adding more of our Ajab maize meal that's easy to prepare and incredibly soft. Effortlessly folding the flour, leaving no lumps behind, adding more flour as necessary, fold it in, and once your desired consistency is achieved, you're going to let this simmer over low heat. Keep basting your nyama choma, flipping often for even cooking, and at this point I could smell that great ugali aroma. Give it a taste, and our ugali was done. Salty water to keep our nyama choma moist, and as this cooks through, I proceeded to chop our sukuma wiki or collard greens, and into hot oil you're going to flash fry your sukuma wiki, doing it in batches as it takes roughly 30 seconds to cook, straining off excess oil once crispy. And at this stage my ugali had cooled down, portion into cubes and into a food processor. Blitz your ugali into a rough consistency, seasoning with toasted sesame seeds, seaweed, salt and pepper. Blitz until your ugali achieves the consistency of sticky rice. Our nyama choma was done at this point, one final flip, and these were ready to be sliced. A balance between well done and medium well is how we Kenyans prefer our nyama choma. To make our sushi, ugali forms the first layer, followed by our deep fried sukuma wiki, and sliced nyama choma goes on top, covering the entire length, not forgetting our sliced avocados and lastly kachumbari to top it off. This was my first time making sushi rolls, and it's not that complicated. Use the mat to roll everything nice and tight. Slice your rolls into equal pieces, and there you have it, Kenya's iconic flavors all wrapped up into one. Go in with some soy sauce, mix in your wasabi, give your rolls a dip, and enjoy the handshake of cultures and a fusion of broad-based flavors. Do let me know in the comment section if you're willing to give this a try. Enjoy! Let's make classic Kenyan beef wet fry, New York Nigerian ugali and managu starting with red onions sliced up, done. Tomatoes, done. Spring onions chopped up, done. Coriander roughly chopped, done. Managu African nightshade roughly chopped, done. Chop your beef rump into cubes, seasoning with salt, rubbing it in to evenly coat. Heat up oil in a pan and without overcrowding, go in with your beef, evenly spreading it out, frying over high heat, and once golden brown and caramelized, in with our red onions. Fry your onions alongside the beef, deglazing the fond off the bottom of the pan, and we're going to do this till our onions are nice and golden brown in color. Salt is our only seasoning, so color and depth in flavor is determined by how golden brown your onions and beef are fried to. Go in with your tomatoes, and we are going to cook the acidity of the tomatoes, breaking them down into a sauce, hence the term wet fry. And as that got cooking, it was time to get busy with the ugali.
Gordon Ramsay's Kenyan nemesis is forcing me to make ugali, which is insane to me because my title isn't chef. He's the chef. Why the hell am I in the kitchen? But whatever. Anyway, we're making ugali, which to me comes off as gentrified fufu. I'm Nigerian, so making fufu isn't a foreign concept to me. However, being barked at by Gordon Ramsay's Kenyan op is. God deliver you if you ever get in the kitchen with Dennis, honestly speaking. And you wonder why I'm crying. This guy was on the Kenyan Olympic rugby team and you're having me do this shit? Whatever, it was a spiritual experience and it proved to me that that means I have strength. Anyway, here he is tasting my ugali and telling me that I suck. And the wild part is that I actually had a blast doing this. I would do it again.
With the ugali done, red and green onions seasoned with salt, sauteed wilted alongside tomatoes, allowing the tomatoes to break down before going with our managu, sauteed for a few minutes, and our veggie side for the day was done. Our beef had simmered down in its own sauce, and it's not too dry nor too wet, just saucy enough to accompany our ugali. Garnish with coriander, turning off the heat to wilt down, and our beef wet fry was done. Secret is cooking it over high heat, fast and quick. Adding water to the sauce will toughen the beef. Not forgetting the cut you're using will dictate the cooking method. I used Ram for this recipe. She said she could cook ugali, but the ugali gave up before she did. Ended up doing more talking than cooking, and if yapping made food, we'd have had a feast. But hey, she did make Time Magazine top 100 creators, and for that, congratulations. And also, she's a soft beef. Salt, black pepper, all-purpose flour, mix. Done. Onions, carrots, celery, garlic, oil, beef, don't overcrowd the pan, golden brown, done. Oil, onions, salt, garlic, flour, balsamic vinegar, chicken stock, deglaze, celery and carrots, salt, tomato paste, chicken stock, In goes the beef, rosemary, thyme, mushrooms. Getting there. Done. Nice and tender. Mushrooms, baby potatoes, Worcestershire sauce, some water. 30 minutes. Coriander. Done. Done.